It's an absolute pleasure to meet you.
You too.
When you're doing a role like Tolkien, like what is one fact that you found out about him that just blew your mind?
I mean, there was lots of facts that blew my mind because I didn't know anything about him really going into it, and where his inspirations came from and the relationships behind his stories. But one that surprised me that I didn't expect was that he stole a bus. When he was younger in Oxford, stole a bus and got put in prison for that for a little bit. So I was like, oh, that's unexpected.
Perfect.
Rogue.
You talk about the preparation. Like, do you do a lot of preparation work, or do you kind of stick to the script, or how deep do you go?
It's a mix of both. You kind of take the script, and then that's the story you're telling, and then try and research as much as possible to pepper in as much fact and knowledge you can within that. So it's kind of about as much research and reading biographies alongside his work and watching interviews later on in his life, and then ultimately trying to infuse that into the scenes.
Obviously, the connection most people have with Tolkien is Lord of the Rings. Mm-hmm. What else would you like people to walk away with after seeing this?
I think that love of language that he possessed, which kind of was where his creative spark and where all these stories stemmed from, and also these relationships that he formed, his own fellowship, this safe group of friends that he felt inspired by, and then after he lost them during World War I, kind of carried the torch of their creativity after that.
Yeah, you mentioned the love of language, and I think if anything we learned is that his obsession with language is phenomenal. What is something that you would be obsessed with that people would be surprised to know?
I'm obsessed with motorcycles.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm very obsessed with motorcycles, I would say.
Any particular brand, or just all of them?
I've ridden a few. I've ridden Indian and Ducati and Triumphs, and nice. Yeah, I'm lucky where I've kind of got to try a lot of different bikes and different varieties of riding, yeah.
Also, speaking of Tolkien and Lord of the Rings as well, what is a book that you have read more than any other besides Lord of the Rings?
East of Eden.
Oh.
The Hobbit I've read a lot. And I'm currently reading Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance.
Speaking of motorcycles.
Yeah. It's kind of a motorcycle journey philosophy book.
Yeah.
Blended into one.
I think you're pretty daring because you've already taken on Marvel fans. You've already taken on Mad Max fans. Now you're about to, engage with Lord of the Rings fans. Is there any ones that you're a little bit nervous about? Or?
So far, all the fandoms that I see myself also as part of the fandom in a way.
Sure.
So I'm kind of, trying to do everyone justice and honor them and get everything in that people want in these stories, whether it's this or Mad Max or X-Men or anything else. So, so far the responses have been very good. So yeah. I feel quite lucky.
One thing I love about period pieces are set designs and the props that embody them. If you could take one prop off this set and keep it for your own, what would you keep?
I kept the bandolier from the World War I costume. I did keep that. But also his notebooks, where all the sketches and kind of original sketches and drawings and notes were for his stories. I'd like to have kept one of those, and I didn't. But that would have been a cool thing to have.
Sure. And then one last question I'd like to ask, I think it tells a lot about a person. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, you know what? The first one, I always get ideas way above my station, but I think a safe one is the Beatles, Twist and Shout.
That's a great one.
And everyone kind of sings along, and when you haven't got a great singing voice like me, it's kind of one where you can kind of shout and let everybody else do it as well.
Sure, it's passing the blame.
Yeah, if not, maybe some Elton John.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still standing.
Perfect. Pleasure meeting you, man.
Thank you.